Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Many people have asked me, since I filed this lawsuit against the state of California, so that I could possess assault rifle and use this for self-defense, just how I became involved with firearms and weapons. The book I wrote, Confessions of an American Sikh, 2 months ago, really goes into detail about my life and how I grew up in a family where my father was in the Marine Corps for 14 years and trained us with weapons. And so I would like to encourage people to read this book. It's available on Amazon, and you can download it for only 99 cents. Now I'll go through some pictures here, which will give more explanation about how I became involved with weapons. I was a target shooter, a marksman, since the age of 11. Again, my father, he was on the USS Nevada in the Marine Corps. He was at Pearl Harbor when it was attacked. So he has quite a history with weapons and also with defending our country as well. I grew up in a regular American family. My mother, she was a marksman too. She shot pistols, you can see there. So this is what interested me in the Sikhs, who have quite a martial tradition and warrior tradition. Unlike any other religion, the Sikhs have it part of our religion that we are to have all types of weapons so that we can protect ourselves and those that can't protect themselves. I went to a military academy, so it was just natural that I was interested in firearms and interested in self-defense and this warrior tradition. Here I went back to visit the Hardy Military Academy just a few months ago and visited some of the original owners there. It was a very good experience having the discipline in this military academy. I think that everybody should have this experience of being in some kind of military training, and creates discipline, and also along with this shooting discipline, it's really great. I think that our country has gotten away from this, and my experience with these shooting clubs that I grew up with during the 60s and 70s was a really great experience in teaching comradeship and teamwork. I later became a Sikh in the late 70s and early 80s. I tried to get in the U.S. Army as a Sikh, wearing the turban and uncut hair. I was unsuccessful in getting the Army as a Sikh, and the courts turned it down. But now I'm hoping that the U.S. will allow Sikhs to join the U.S. Army, and so we can integrate fully. And I think that that situation in Wisconsin could have been avoided if that gunman, that Michael Wade Page, had known about Sikhs and had known that they're upstanding citizens, and he'd met them in the military. I think that he could have seen that Sikhs were not terrorists and that we are a regular part of society. This is where I placed second in a recent rifle match. I'm now shooting and training juniors shooters, and started a group called the Sikh Shooting Team. And I'd like to encourage any Sikhs, or anybody else for that matter, who'd like to join and learn about weapons and firearms. This is here in Yuba City, California. So again, my book will go into much more detail about this. I had a Jeep like this actually when I was growing up, this old Willys Jeep. And so now, again, I've been working for these rights of Sikhs and all Americans to be able to possess firearms. This was an article that was in the Punjabi paper recently. Now I'd like to let you listen to some of the videos I've created with interviews from some of these TV reporters, and I'll just let you listen to that. And again, please purchase my book on Amazon.com, and it's only 99 cents. It's not a lot of money. So this will give you more history about how I became a Sikh and why the Sikh faith interested me, and about my history with firearms and weapons. rifle that I use for shooting small bore competition. And it's 22 caliber, bolt action, single shot.
So this is not a defense weapon?
No, this is for target shooting. I carry my handgun. So, but I'd be happy to show you the handgun.
Yeah, okay. Hang on, let me give it a sure.
Okay. So this is a Smith & Wesson revolver I use. And I choose to use a revolver right now because they're so easy to shoot. This shoots 5 shots, 38 caliber, and it's made for self-defense. The hammer is shaved down so it doesn't catch on your clothing or anything like that. So I have a license to carry this all over California. The Sutter County sheriffs have been very cooperative in issuing concealed weapons.
Right. A lot of rural sheriffs, it seems like a lot of rural sheriffs, as opposed to city.
Yes, that's exactly correct. I think there's a couple lawsuits now challenging some of the sheriffs that control the LA area and San Francisco area. But the Sutter County sheriffs has been very, very cooperative. And I think it's a great thing. I took the classes in order to qualify for the concealed weapons class, and I learned a lot. And I recommend it to anybody who's interested in having self-defense to take these classes and to get the concealed weapons license while it's available. Yeah, it's a 2-year license that they give out. And okay. So as you can see, it's just made for competition. And
now what makes it, it looks different than a normal weapon or a weapon that I've ever seen. So that's how you can distinguish it's a competitive weapon?
Yeah, it's made specifically to hold very still in a shot. You've got a lot of time to shoot. So with a self-defense weapon, you don't have much time to shoot. So it's going to be a lot different than this kind of shooting. These weapons will still kill, and we still have to be very respectful of them and understand what they're all about.
And is this something that you used like when you were training for the Olympics?
Well, it wasn't this exact rifle.
Right.
It was something like this. Yeah. I actually just kind of got back into competitive shooting a few months ago, and so it's been real nice. I've seen some of the old people, friends I used to hang out with. I played second in the master's class down in Los Angeles. And, LA.
Looks like you're holding a guitar there.
Yeah, it's quite a piece of equipment.
Right. It's very complicated.
That's fascinating.
I'll get a shot of you putting it in its case.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, this is a memoir that I wrote a few months ago, and it's about my life. Confessions of an American Sikh is available on eBay and Amazon. It tells a little bit about what I went through in becoming a Sikh and converting from Christianity.
So it's an autobiography?
Yeah, autobiography. And tells about my adventures when I was in India. Unfortunately, I was arrested by the Punjab police there on false charges. So it talks a lot about how awful the legal system is there. And I was never able to get any kind of trial or anything. So finally decided just to leave India. And it tells about my adventures of how I got out of India, escaped through Nepal, and went through a whole deal. Yeah. So
wow.
Anyway, so
that sounds like
wow. Yeah, it was. Thank you very much for your time. And again, I hope you will visit my websites and Facebook pages and learn more about why I filed this lawsuit against the state of California so that we can have the right to have assault weapons, which I think are absolutely necessary in order to protect ourselves and our families and those that can't defend themselves in today's society, where there are so many of these crazy people who have these weapons with 19, 20, 30 round magazines. We can't be defending ourselves with simple swords or daggers anymore. We need to have modern weapons. And that's what all I'm saying here is I think that we should be trained. People should have training with these weapons. And for example, today I just saw a article in the news about how some gangs had attacked people in Chicago, And I couldn't help but think that if those gangs knew that those people had concealed weapons, that they would definitely think twice about attacking them. Because if those people were trained in self-defense, they could have been able to stop those people and those gang members. So, again, I encourage people to read my book, Confessions of an American Sikh, and to look into joining these junior rifle clubs. I think they're really great. Like I said, I belonged to them all my life and grew up with knowledge and respect for weapons. Thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.